Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present from for whom the bell tolls. It's loading. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present Ernest Hemingway's novel "For Whom the Bell Tolls," and I would like to say a quote by Hemingway that as a writer, one should understand rather than judging. And another one quote by Hemingway is there will always be people who say it does not exist because they cannot have it. But I'll tell you, it is the truth that you have it and that you are lucky even if you die tomorrow. Little light on Hemingway's life. Hemingway was born in 1899 and he was died in 1961. He was born in Oak Park and started his career as a writer in newspaper office in Kansas City at the age of 17. After United States entered the First World War, he joined a volunteer ambulance unit in the Italian army serving at front. He was wounded and was doctored by the Italian government and spent considerable time in hospitals. After his return to the United States, he became a reporter for Canadian and American newspapers, and he was soon sent back to Europe to cover such events as the Greek Revolution. Hemingway used his experiences as a reporter during the Civil War in Spain as a background for his most ambitious novels, For Whom the Bell Tolls. These are the image of his works. For whom the bell tolls. The story is this story is written in 1937 at the height of Spanish Civil War. An American man named Robert Jordan, who has left the U.S. to enlist the Republican side in the war, travels behind enemy lines to work with Spanish guerrillas fighters. The guerrillas hiding in the mountains, the Republican command has assigned Robert Jordan at the dangerous and difficult task of blowing up a fascist controlled bridge as a part of large Republican offensive. And there is a salvation in this novel, romantic love as a salvation, which protects Robert Jordan. These are the characters of the novel: Robert Jordan, Maria, Pilar, El Sordo, Anselmo, Pablo, Rafael, General Goals, Augustine, Primitivo, and Andres. Among these characters, I personally find Maria as a childish girl, and same as that Pilar, a woman, as a pillar. We can consider her as a pillar of feminism. Robert Jordan as a tragic hero. A tragic hero in a play or novel is one who achieves greatness at the cost of self. Obviously, the goal that the hero sets out of to achieve cannot be a selfish goal, especially in the story ends in the death of hero. The higher the goal, the more difficult must its realization to be. If in addition to the nobility of the goal, it is also for the good of the public, the story acquires a deeper tragic coloring. The hero becomes a tragic hero. So we saw in the movie and as well as novel that how Robert's ambition to win that war and that uh, breaking and blasting that bridge became his one and only, we can say, motto, we can say, of his life. Jordan is one such character. He is fighting for an ideal, and in a foreign land, he is committed to Republican cause because he loves Spain. And if the fascists come to power in Spain, it will not remain the same country that he loves. As well as like us, we have love for our motherland. Same as that, Jordan was carrying that ideal love for his country. More than that, he believes that liberty dominized in one place, in some liberty lost everywhere. With all its flaws, a republican form of government is better than a totalitarian state because the individual feels cramped and suffocated in totalitarian state. However, his idealism is not a name. There are three symbols. I have compared explosive with death, denotator with sacrifice, and bridge with hope. Explosive is like, if we are going, we know that this is the only thing we have to do, and we are going to die. And there are several characters who were still having that fear of death, like. Maria was having that fear, and she was carrying a little knife with her if something like that kind of thing happens with her. Whereas other gorillas were carrying that power to die for nation. Whereas denotator with the sacrifice, that I think Robert Jordan is one who is ready to sacrifice, as his love for nation was influencing him to do to fight and to sacrifice his life, and bridge with a hope that he was Jordan was here to protect his country, and that bridge became that one hope, that if he will blast that bridge, he have that hope to save his motherland. Symbolic study of novel. First, death is primary preoccupation of the novel. When Robert Jordan is assigned to blow up the bridge, he knows that he will not survive it. Pablo and El Soto, leaders of the Republican guerrilla bands, see that inevitably. Also, almost all of the main characters in the book complete their own deaths before the operation. Pilar reads Robert Jordan's palm, and after seeing it, refuses to comment on what she saw, foreshadowing his untimely demise. Like uh, Pilar was seeing that palm. I think that is not that is blind belief, blind faith that this is going to happen. And I feel this is very uh, blind faith, or another word I forgot. But this is like, what if he has that one idea, he has that one way to save himself, and because of when the blast is going to happen, he is not going to die. Second sacrifice in the face of death. Around throughout the novel, Robert Jordan, Anselmo, and others are ready to do as all good men should, that is to make ultimate sacrifice. As I said, Anselmo and other guerrillas people were ready to sacrifice with Jordan, and the oft repeated embracing gestures reinforces that this sense of close companionship in the face of death. An incident involving the death of the character Joaquin's family serves an example for this theme. Having learned for this tragedy, Joaquin's comrades embrace to comfort him, saying that now his family surrounding this love for one's comrades is the love for the Spanish soil. So this paragraph shows that how comrades' family is related with the soil, and they are ready to sacrifice. End of the novel. In the end, Jordan resolves these tensions at the end of the novel. In his final moments, he faces a death. We saw that departure with Maria and other guerrillas. Jordan didn't came back, so he died. He accepts himself as a man of action rather than thought. As a man who believes in practicality rather than abstract theories, he understands that the war requires him to do some things that he does not believe in. He also realized that though he cannot forget the unsavory deeds has done in the past, he must avoid dwelling on them for the sake of getting things done in the present. Ultimately, Robert Jordan is able to make a room for his mind for both his love for Maria and his military mission. By the end of the novel, just before he dies, his internal conflicts and tensions are resolved, and he feels integrated into the world. So he balanced his love for nation and his military mission as well, we can say that. Conclusion. For Whom the Bell Tolls is a novel written by Hemingway. It is published in 1940. It tells the story that a young American international brigadiers attaches to the Republican guerrilla unit during the Spanish Civil War. As an expert in the use of bombs, he is assigned to blow up the bridge during an attack. on the city of Segovia. Symbols are words that suggest much more than they mean on the surface and necessary to help us express some ideas. Then a symbol is a word or a phrase or image that stands for large ideas. Not only are we are capable of forming concept for which they are no physical object to point, but it is also possible for us to have moods, feelings for which we do not even have practice words. This is where symbols come in. Therefore, it is very interesting to analyze the topic symbols in Ernest Hemingway's from the book For Whom the Bell Tolls. So, at the end of the novel, I would like to say that how a young American brigadier, a soldier, uh, comes attaches his Republican wars idea with guerrilla peoples, and how that he saves uh, that uh, that one troop, and how he sacrifices life, how he carries his love life. That is the uh, moral of the story, that the symbols love, sacrifice, love as a salvation, and death is very balancing in a way. These are my resources. Thank you.
Okay, questions. Janvi is asking first. Yes, unmute and ask here.
Vachalata, my question is, what does the rabbit symbolize in the for whom the bell tolls?
Rabbit symbolize the speed. Yesterday I read that rabbit symbolize what I think fascism, or I read that one word, maybe that was fascism. So that rabbit speed and his speed are maybe connected to that way. So rabbit symbolizes fasties.
Vacharita, my question is, what is symbolized through title for whom the bell tolls in the novel?
The title for whom the bell tolls is signifies death. We have studied in lectures that when someone dies, church bell tolls, and got that idea that someone is died, or someone is having that cremation ceremony. So, for whom the bell tolls is signifying that who is going to die, sacrifice.
Okay, next presenter now.